I've been jersey swapping in Photoshop for over 6 years, and the game has just flipped. I built a custom AI prompt that fits perfectly into my workflow, and suddenly I'm swapping faster, cleaner, and with way less stress. I put it to the test during the NBA draft. 30 teams, 1 player, every jersey done ahead of time, so this is the exact system I use to pull it off, and it might just change how you swap forever. Today's jersey swap will be featured on this graphic. The action sequence in the background keeps Colorado State visible to maintain our branding, while the swap introduces his new team, which many of our fans will follow him to support. Let's jump in. First, drop your player onto the canvas and convert it to a smart object. It keeps everything clean and editable. I've already got mine manually cut out, and that is a non-negotiable. Manual cutouts equal clean edges. After that, throw a solid white background on a new layer underneath. Now jump over to your browser and search for ChatGPT. It's a great tool that handles everything from design prompts to writing and more. I'm using the paid version, but even the free one should give you a few solid cracks of what we're trying to do. This is the exact ChatGPT prompt I built, the one that powered 30 swaps all in one night. Screenshot it, check the comments, I'll pin it there too. There are only 2 things to change, your school and the player's number. Everything else, you can leave it exactly how it is. The prompt isn't where it starts and ends. We need to gather some images for points of reference. In the beginning, the prompt states the first image I will upload is of the player. So you will head back into Photoshop and grab a screenshot of your player on the white background. Make sure there's a little breathing room around them. You don't want nothing too tight. Then flip back to ChatGPT and just drag that image straight into the chat. The following section in the prompt says, the next images will show the jersey I want to be swapped onto the player. This is your cue to pick out reference photos of the new jersey you want the AI to swap to. To show you just how versatile this prompt really is, let's spin the NBA team wheel and see which squad we're putting them on. And it looks like we are going to the newly defending NBA champs out in Oklahoma. Here's what to do next. Search for the jersey you want. NBA team store photos are the best, and this blue one works perfectly. Screenshot it, switch to ChatGPT, and drag it straight into the chat. Then you can do the same for the shorts. Just add shorts to your search, screenshot, and drop it in. Player photo, check. Jersey references, check. Now hit send and let AI handle all the heavy lifting. AI is going to take a minute or two to cook, and at first glance it looks solid, but hold up. That is not Neat Clifford. Totally fine though. What matters most is body position and how realistic the jersey looks. And in this rendering, the body is great. The jersey is fine. But that actually works in our favor for this, so I can walk you through how to troubleshoot the most common errors. First, let's drop the new image into our Photoshop document, convert it to a smart object. Inside, we are only concerned with the jersey, so go ahead and mask that out completely. Once you've isolated the jersey, save the smart object and head back to your player layer. We're going to warp the OKC jersey right over the old Colorado State one, scale it down to match the body, and here's the pro tip. Drop the opacity to around 70% so you can line it up a bit better. Once the size looks right, it's time to dial in the shape. Right click on the corner, hit warp, and set your grid to 3x3. That'll give you the control you need to stretch it out without warping the chest too much. The prompt I built keeps a new jersey locked in on your player, so usually it's just minor tweaks from here. But if things get messy, stick around to the end of the video. I'm breaking down every common issue and how to fix them so your swaps stay clean. We're making some solid progress. Now let's tighten up the details. Select your NBA jersey layer and add a mask. Then head to your original player layer, select those pixels, then Command-Shift-I to inverse the selection. Now jump back to the mask on the jersey and clean up the spots like the shoulders, legs, or anywhere the fit feels off. Technically, I only needed to clean up the shoulders and front leg area. That would have worked just fine. But for continuity across all 30 swaps, I matched this one tight to the original frame. We're almost there. Some swaps I've done with this prompt were finished by now, but this one needs a few final tweaks, so let's tighten it up and finish this thing out. Since we cut the outside of the shorts, we lost the NBA logo, which is a crucial part to making this feel realistic, so I just copied and isolated the logo while bringing it over a bit more. Next, this busted Thunder logo. Yeah, delete that. Use Gen Fill to remove it, then drop in a real Thunder logo and perspective warp it into place. And finally, the CSU neck was still showing. Normally I'd black it out, but this time I filled it in with some blue on a layer below the jersey just to test it out. Once the final check looks good, go ahead and save the smart object and return to your main file. You have now completed a jersey swap, and here is the final graphic for the Oklahoma City Thunder with the correct and proper branding. This is the core workflow I use for almost every jersey swap, but if you want yours to look real, I've got a few pro tips and some common mistakes, so stick with me. I use a player treatment on every sports graphic I make, and I break it all down here in this video. Link to the top of the description. But for swaps, always make sure to apply your treatment to the full image, not in pieces. One of the biggest mistakes is treating the player first, then dropping a naked jersey on top. That completely kills the realism, and it ends up looking like a jersey was just pasted on top. Another common mistake is oversized jersey text across the chest. This Thunder jersey actually looked fine, but I'm scaling it down anyway just to show you exactly how to do it. You're gonna select the area of the chest that contains the info, copy it, and then paste it on a new layer. Select those same pixels, then generative fill remove them. Once removed, just go ahead and drag that copied chest info layer straight to the top above the gen fill one. Shrink it down to your desired size, make it a smart object, then hop inside and mask out the back of the jersey. The easiest way to do this is by going select, color range, then keying out the blue to get a rough overall selection. The selection wasn't perfect, but for what we're doing here, it doesn't need to be. So go ahead and save that, and now go back to the jersey layer. We've got a clean, scaled down text ready to go. The prompt I built has a strong hit rate. I use it on 34 swaps and only had 2 misfires. Usually when you're doing them back to back, you can just drop in the new jersey references without re-uploading the player. But this time, AI gave me a random dude. Jersey looked great, just wasn't my guy. Same with the Pacers, clean swap, random model. If that happens to you, refresh the page, repaste the prompt, and you should be good to go. And that's a wrap on the full jersey swap workflow. We covered it all: how to blend AI with traditional Photoshop tools, how to clean things up, and how to troubleshoot when the output gets weird. If you made it this far, you now have a system that can cut your swap time down to the length of this video. Seriously, and to show you just how powerful this combo is, this is a shot of Coach Ali taken at practice. And with the exact same process we walked through today, I turned it into a game-ready image. Welcome to the future of sports design. Adapt to stay ahead, because AI isn't replacing you, it's just raising the bar. Until next time.